Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode one, day one of the funded series of the funded portion of the eval to payout series. Funny enough, we passed the eval. Now we're getting a payout since we're funded. So here's the gist, basically. So let's go back here. I originally started my first trade with a short in gold. I was looking at the supply zone. I wanted price to tap back in. It did, but I missed the entry. I wasn't paying attention. And then it kind of did its thing and it flushed down. Unfortunately, like I said, I missed the entry. I missed all this action. That I could have been further apart on. That's okay though. It happens. Now, price flushed down to this area right here, consolidated a bit, made a nice pause, and it overall sat within this kind of like we'll call it a box. I say a momentum block, but we'll just call it a block for now for simplicity's sake. Let's go on to bar replay. And I was just waiting. I was like, okay, if we can pause here, we can break this trend line and we can just make sure price sits here and just respects everything, that I am down to take an entry. What happens? It beautifully respected it. I took the entry off this low right here. Or sorry, no, this low right here. Sorry. Because I took it off the 5 second, right? Yeah, I took it off the 5 second. So I took this entry off the 5 second. I got slipped one tick. My stop was just to cover this gap, but not these highs. I only cared about this gap because I felt like if price were to go lower, it would probably, or it were to come back, it would tap this, possibly tap this, and then continue lower from there. That was my thought process. So for a 13 tick stop loss. Why once more? Like I said, entry was based off here, got slipped. I didn't care about covering this. It would raise my risk too much. I didn't believe price would want to come back anyways after a move like this. I thought it had a lot of room to the downside. If we looked left on a higher time frame, give me a second. There was a lot of crappy just fucking hold on. Let me think it was on the 5 minute. Yeah, there was just a lot of crappy price action around this area. I think it was on the 1 minute then. It was not there. I remember seeing it. Yeah, it was all this crappy price action right here that I was like, price wants to just rip this to shreds. There is zero shot that this does not want to get ripped apart. So I was very confident in my trade, given we broke trend line, we broke liquidity again, we pulled back, tapped into supply, tapped it a few times actually into supply, made a nice push down, consolidated a bit, broke trend line again, created an accumulation into momentum block. I really did believe price did not want to come back from here. So what I do, I took the trade, and the rest is history. It did come back a bit, didn't fill the gap. It did come back a bit, tapped it, and then just went from there. And then I just managed as necessary, trailed the way I believed was fit. And there we go. I hit pretty much, well, just rounded up to 13R. I hit a 13R trade there, and it was a beautiful. Now, for the NASDAQ trade, this one was a bit weirder. Let's move replay. We had a weird giga flush. I don't know how to describe it. We pulled back very aggressively, but I knew within this overall pullback, there was a crap ton of orders here that were just not being filled properly. I know with this massive push up, you'd think, oh my gosh, orders are being slammed. And yes, they are being slammed. But what happens when orders are being slammed? Generally, it leaves kind of voids of orders are at different price points. There will be voids just left within the order book that needs to still be filled. And I just waited. I waited. Price flushed. And then it finally gave me what I wanted. We filled the vast majority of this. It didn't need to fill completely. I only care about at least up to like half to 3/4. That's what I generally care about. It filled, got around here. I was like, okay, we're ready. I looked at the 5 minute. Oh, also, I based everything off the 5 minutes. So right here, you could have been like, oh, what about like right here? Well, accumulation, momentum block, failed. Accumulation, momentum block. I missed this entry. I'll just admit it straight up. I missed this entry. I wanted to enter through here on the somewhere within the seconds. I missed it. But then it made this beautiful pause, and I saw this, and I was like, wait a minute. That's my entry right there. I know that's my entry. I want to get within a lower entry somewhere around here, as an example, and be a part of a more cleaner, more protected move. But the second I saw this pause, I knew the jig was up. Price was going to go. So once more, we also had this trend line that's kind of like shitty, not very clean, but you can kind of generalize. You can kind of get the general idea. We broke above, created accumulation, momentum block, another momentum block there. We filled a lot of what was likely just voids in the order book right here that price wanted to fill, which it more than obviously did. And then from there on, the rest is history. I just kept managing as needed. Price went, it just consolidated right around this area. I broke even, it broke up a bit more. I trailed to here, and then it broke more. I trailed to here, and then it started setting areas of demand that I was interested in trailing. So once it set this area of demand, I trailed under here. By the way, this giant box was just a 5 minute area supply that I was very wary of. When I saw this and tapped the 50% and it broke down to this area of demand and it kept respecting, I knew this was a major area that price did not want to go under, so I was comfortable trailing it. And then I just kept hovering the 5 minute for the most part. So we'll go back to the 1 minute though for simplicity's sake. It kept hovering, respecting, trailed under here, and then price went up, went. I trailed here, and then I trailed, I think it was around here, and then it set this new area of demand on the 5 minute / 1 minute. It respected it, pushed up. I was comfortable trailing, so I trailed. It went up, and then I set my stop somewhere around here. Yeah, so obviously right here because my TP is right here, but I had my trail set to like right around here. Price kept respecting this general area of supply up here and the 2700 level, rounded number, big rounded number. NASDAQ sometimes loves it, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, whatever. And yeah, price couldn't get through it. Ultimately, it tapped my stop loss for 9.69R profit. We'll just round it up to 10 for simplicity's sake. I know it's not proper, but who cares? Who's counting, you know? So 10R plus 13R, we're up 23R on the day for a profit today of $42,965 across 5 accounts, or $8,593.12. And yeah, that is my current daily profit. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, leave it in the comments. Ask me questions. I am more than glad to answer them. Once more, for here, just to go over things one more time, broke trend line, filled all these voids within the order book that likely occurred during this just unnatural push down, push back up, filled it all up, set accumulation, momentum block, another momentum block, trailed as necessary. You can go back in the video to understand how I trailed it once more. It was based off, just areas of supply and demand, or areas of demand more correctly, not supply in this case, just areas of demand, 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 yada, yada, yada. You kind of get the idea. And then on gold, same thing, similar story. Broke liquidity, broke trend line, tapped into area of supply, tapped it again, respected it, made a nice push down, consolidated a bit, made a momentum block, broke trend line, consolidated very nicely and tightly, took a 5 second entry off this, and the rest is history. And yeah, we were also under the 50 SMA and VWAP for those who are unaware about my indicators. I use the 50 SMA and VWAP, so we were under that too. And then here, it wasn't the case with NASDAQ, but I knew that price wanted to come back up based off everything I just mentioned within this video. And yeah, it is time for payout time. I have guaranteed secured $20,000 in payouts thanks to these 2 trades today. And I feel very fortunate. I feel very grateful. And hopefully within the last payout, because with those who are unaware, FundedNext boats, you get $1,200 payouts at an 80% split. So technically my 1,200 is 1,000, so I get $5,000 times 4, because you can get $5,000 times 4 before the final payout that I'll mention right now. Here, we'll just write it down for simplicity's sake. Let's go to a clear area. So with FundedNext futures, with boat accounts, you can get $1,200 times 4. On the final payout, the 5th payout, you can get $7,700 one time though. That's the max you can get. Anything above doesn't matter. You can only get that much max. Now, I have 5 accounts. So what happens? 1,200 times 5 equals 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, $6,000 per payout, basically. And then multiply 6,000 times 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Oh, 30, my bad. 30,000. And then obviously at an 80, like I said, 80% split, that does not truly become 30,000. It becomes $1,000 per payout. So what happens is after 80% split, I get 5,000 total, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, $20,000 like I mentioned. And then mix it with the $7,700 payout times 5. Give me 1 second to math that one up. Times 5, that is 38,500. Now let's multiply that by 80%. That becomes a 30,000. Ah, that becomes a $30,800 payout. So 20,000 plus 30,800 becomes $50,800. But that is contingent on me hitting a balance of, give me 1 second, plus 12, 24, 36, 48, 4,800, oh, 777,700 plus 4,800. What the fuck is going on with my calculator? It's bugging out. I'm sorry. Uh, 4,800, 12,000. That should have been easy math. What? I'm stupid. $12,500. That is required for me to get that max payout of $50,800. We are currently most of the way there, as we are currently sitting, as mentioned, at $8,600. Basically, we'll round it up. So at the moment, we are missing $3,900 left to get the max payout overall within the accounts before the accounts get concluded, basically. Because after you finish the Bolt accounts, you do not get transitioned to a live account. What happens is you get the payouts, they shut down your account. You basically have to start from zero all over again. You do not get transitioned to live, to my knowledge, on the current state of Bolt accounts. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said earlier in the video, let me know. But very fortunate day, very grateful, very happy to be where I'm currently at. Bye bye.